Namaste and a very warm welcome to our channel Rusty Traders. In this video of ours, we are going to cover a widely used momentum indicator called MACD. So let's start. Before we begin, we would request you to stay with us till the end because we are going to share something that is not widely known in the market fraternity and that could give you an edge in your trading journey. So let's start. MACD. What are we going to cover in this session? What is MACD? What is the math behind it? How to use it, which is very important. What are its limitations, which is very important. What are the secrets to overcome the limitations? MACD, a gist. MACD stands for Moving Average Convergence Divergence. It is a momentum indicator and it indicates the strength of the prevailing trend. It is a potential tool to time your entry and exit in the financial markets, but I prefer using it only to time my entry and not the exit. What is the math behind it? MACD as an indicator is made up of two lines. One is called the MACD line, another is called the signal line. The MACD line is prepared by subtracting the 26-day EMA from the 12-day EMA. The signal line needs no arithmetic. It is just the 9-day exponential moving average EMA. Both of them are then plotted together on the charts and respective buy and sell signals are generated based on the crossovers, rather the direction of the crossovers. MACD histogram is very important and is plotted using the difference between the MACD line and signal line, which is referenced by the zero line. Let us understand this with a proper chart. MACD has a proper setting, which is 12-26-9. I guess it's self-explanatory in the sense 26-12 is the MACD line, 9 is the signal line. So using 12, 26 and 9 as inputs, MACD is generated. You can use any other inputs, but I prefer staying with something that is used by all or rather majority of the traders on the market floor. As you see, this is the MACD indicator as a whole. This is the MACD line. The levels are mentioned here. The standard settings are mentioned here, 12, 26, 9. This is the MACD line level, which is 12.01. This is the signal line level, 30.5, which is in green in color. This is the zero line and the MACD histogram. So if you see, histogram is nothing but the difference between the MACD line and the signal line. So 12.01 minus 30.75 is minus 18.74. So hope this has made it clear as to how MACD as an indicator is plotted and what are its inputs and how does it look. What is important is how you decipher MACD. So once the MACD line crosses the signal line from below, it indicates the buy signal. So let's go back. So if you see, this is the MACD line in red. This is the signal line in green. So when the MACD line crosses the signal line from below, it generates a buy signal. Similarly, once the MACD line, which is in red, crosses the signal line, which is in green, from above, it generates a sell signal. So once the MACD line crosses the signal line from below, it indicates a buy, and once the MACD line crosses the signal line from above, as explained, it indicates a sell. Obviously, the histograms as shown in the figure will be above zero when the buy signal is generated and will be below when below zero line when a sell signal is generated. The histogram can be used to measure the extent of momentum in the market and also when the trend starts to soften up. You can apply MACD to any instrument and time frame. So when you talk about instrument, you can use it on the charts of currencies, commodities, shares, in the sense stocks, indices, any financial instrument, and you can apply it on any time frame, which is 5 minute, 15 minute, half an hour, 4 hours, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, any time frame. So how you decipher MACD, how you apply it practically, let us discuss this. So we have 15-minute intraday chart of Nifty. So if you see, this is the sell signal that is generated by the MAC, and this is the buy signal. You see a lot of other signals also generated. So let us see as to how do we time our entry on the short and the buy side. So if you see, the sell signal got generated there as the MACD line crosses the signal line from above. So from this, so basically somewhere around here is when the MACD told that okay, it is the right time to sell. So from that level, if you see, you would have captured around 140 point move on the downside. Similarly, when the MAC told you to buy, which is somewhere around here, another what, 90 points move captured on the upside. So this is just when the MAC tells you to sell, you sell. When it tells you to buy, you buy. Mind you, it will tell you when to enter, but exiting will totally depend on your trading methodology, your risk management strategy. Always remember that. So what are its limitations? The limitations of MACD are that it's a lagging indicator. The signals get generated after a major chunk of the move has happened. A lot of false reverse signals are generated. You should not use it alone. Always use MACD with other indicators before a trade is taken. So what do we mean by that? So let's go back. So if you see, by the time this buy signal was generated at this point, at this level, this particular move was never captured by the market participants, because the MACD never give you a buy here or here or in fact here. So that is why they say MACD is a lagging indicator. So you might miss a lot of moves in either direction before the MACD gives you a confirmation or any kind of buy or sell signals. There will be instances wherein you get a lot of reverse signals generated, in the sense in 5 minutes you'll have a buy signal that is generated. After 10 minutes again a sell signal. The markets would not have moved a lot, so buy sell buy sell. You get a lot of signals on the market which are false, and you might end up getting chopped either way. Hence you should always use MACD with some other indicators. I prefer using pivot levels. I prefer using RSI, stochastics, CPR before I take a trade. Now, as we had indicated in the start, we are going to reveal the secret that we had promised. Now, we learned something about MACD histogram in the beginning of the session. MACD histogram can prove to be a very, very useful tool that overcomes the limitations of MACD to a certain extent. It has the power to indicate the weakening of the present trend well in advance before the MACD gives you the confirmation signal, so that you can take a move well before the MACD tells you that okay, this is a buy or this is a sell. Once the histogram starts to flatten out, what we are discussing here is how do you see that? How do you get that confirmation? So when do you do this? So it is when the histogram starts to flatten out. It could indicate that the present trend is losing steam, and one might want to enter a buy or a sell signal. One might want to enter a buy or a sell trade at that point in time without waiting for the MACD crossover to happen. So let's understand this with an example. So this is the same chart that we have discussed. So if you see here, at these two levels, it has started to flatten out, and then if you see, it has started coming down, the histogram that is. Similarly here, it slowly increased on the downside, and then it's flattened out or decreased a tad bit, and then if you see, it has slowly started decreasing and it's moving towards the zero line. So instead of entering a buy trade here, The MACD histogram has probably told you that, okay, we feel that this could probably be an end on the downside. So you might want to enter 10 to 20% of your total volume here. If you remember, as we have already discussed, markets are all about probabilities. So you might not want to go in with full Monty, but yes, 10-20% of the volume that you're initially going to invest, you should, or you might want to put in here. Similarly, when the sell signal came here, instead of that, the histogram already told you that, okay, the uptrend might start getting weakened, and this is where you should have again entered 10-20% of your total volumes that you are going to trade on the sell side before the market gave you, or the MACD gave you, this sell signal. So this will give you an edge in terms of other market participants in terms of how you trade using MACD. Always remember, this might not always work out, and hence we always say that markets are all about probabilities. So always have a stop loss in place before you take a trade. Hope this explanation has helped you clear all your doubts in how you trade. So if you would have entered at this particular juncture, if you see, the histogram has started to flatten out, indicating a loss of momentum in the present trend. When you say the present trend, this basically indicates the market is in an uptrend, and then this thing is weakening out. So the present trend here is the uptrend. Similarly, it is going down, and here the trend is down. So this is the downtrend, and then when it starts to flatten out, it indicates the present trend, which is the downtrend, is starting to weaken. So before MAC gave you this buy signal, if you would have entered here when the histogram told you something is fishy out there and the trend is getting weakened, if you would have entered here, you would have been able to capture extra profit of 50 points, which a lot of traders would miss out. So this kind of insights that MACD histogram gives is not probably seen by a lot of traders or market participants out there. So make use of it, but again, always remember that confirmations are always necessary, be it price action, be it indicators, and hence we tell that if you are interested to enter early, do not go with your full Monty. Just take some positions that you are comfortable with, and always put stop losses. So with that, important things to remember: not all indicators, including MACD or MACD histogram, are 100% precise. You should always put stop losses. We are reiterating again. Stock markets are all about probabilities, and using MACD and MACD histogram gives you an idea of momentum of the trend and probable entry points. Exits, you have to decide based on the kind of trader or investor you are. MACD should always be used along with other indicators like the RSI, the moving averages, pivot levels, stochastic, CPR, as I've told. Never use it alone. So we have come to end of this session. If this session has by any ways altered your trading methodology on the positive note, do like, share, and subscribe. And please put in your comments, share your comments as to what kind of topics you would want us to cover. Best wishes with your trading journey. God bless you. Take care. See you with another video. Cheers. Goodbye.